he really had that tag early on in his career, Dubs, where you just didn't know what version of fierceness you're going to get. You even go back to his 2-year-old season, that was the case, and then he flopped in the Champagne, then he wins the FanDuel Breeders' Cup Juvenile. He strung together quite a few good races, though, from the Jim Dandy into the Ali Sheba Stakes, where he set a track record in his seasonal debut in the Ali Sheba, but he was coming into the Pacific Classic off 2 losses. This is the best version of fierceness that we saw in the Pacific Classic over the weekend. The 107 Beyer speed figure of fierceness, and because of that performance, he vaults all the way up near the top in the Classic rankings.
And Joaquin, the best from fierceness is certainly amongst some of the best in the sport. That ceiling is so high, and as we saw it all play out down at Del Mar, we know what fierceness is capable of. As we take a look at the updated rankings here, it's Sovereignty up on top, no surprises there. Fierceness taking that 2 spot. Sierra Leone, last year's champ, followed by Mindframe and Journalism.
And then the horse that's out of sight, out of mind, number 6, Forever Young. They take the time off in the summer in Japan. He'll be making his comeback race to get the season rolling once again. He'll be coming out for the Breeders' Cup Classic. Nisos, who was the morning line favorite in the Pacific Classic, he's scratched. He's going to be rerouted to the Goodwood Stakes in September. But when you just pick out a few of the select horses and the main players in our division watch for the Breeders' Cup Classic, well, you have Sierra Leone on there, Breeders' Cup Classic winner. We've taken off a former Breeders' Cup Classic winner in Wida Barrio. That was a nightmare in the Jockey Club Gold Cup. 2 of the best 3-year-olds this year. Sovereignty and Journalism. Mindframe, talk about a nightmare in the Jockey Club Gold Cup. And then Fierceness is back on there as well.
And more questions than answers from Nisos, now pointed towards the Goodwood Stakes in September. We know there was a lot of buzz going through last week in the preparations, but unfortunately, things just didn't play out in favour. All right, tickets punched into this year's running of the Classic. A couple of the big international players. We've seen Sierra Leone take out the Whitney. Ombudsman, what a performance that was in the Juddmonte, and Fierceness, followed by Antiquarian out there at the Spa as well. So let's match up a couple of the big head-to-head opponents here. Sovereignty, the star 3-year-old. Fierceness with Johnny V, Todd Pletcher. In career earnings, pretty close. Wins at 1.25 miles. You've got to give the edge to Sovereignty on that side of things.
Yeah, one's a 3-year-old and one's a 4-year-old. One's baked $5.8 million, another just over $4 million. Fierceness only has 1 win at 1.25 miles. It very well could be 2 wins. Don't let that 10 furlong record sway you one way or another. I think it's closer at 10 furlongs than you think. He was second in the Breeders' Cup Classic last year. Go back and watch the film on Fierceness in the Breeders' Cup Classic. He was right off the hip down the backstretch of Derma Sotogake, who was setting the pace. And it was a rapid pace, 44 and change for the half mile. And he hung around there at the end. He was the only horse hanging around that was in breathing distance of those very fast fractions, and he ran second that day. So the Classic division is so deep, Dubs, that it's so deep that you can maybe put 2, 3, 4, 5 different horses on that list right there.
And Joaquin, it's certainly going to bode well for Fierceness, has now proven the ability to come out here to the West Coast, to that very course in Del Mar, and show it with a massive run. So the Breeders' Cup fast approaching back at that very, very picturesque and stunning ballpark. Larry Colmus, what a performance by Fierceness in the Pacific Classic. We'll see you back down there the 1st of November. Some of the big international connections, they're trying to make their plans as well. So bring on the Breeders' Cup, Joaquin.